Hello, I'm Dr. Gandhi Munir and I'm a junior doctor. This is an introduction to a series of video lectures I'm planning on making in the foreseeable future, and they'll be available free to watch on YouTube. For those who've graduated and are unsure about PLAB, or those who are still in medical school and have come across the term PLAB circulating around university or on Facebook or whatnot, this video will hopefully clear everything up. I'll briefly go over the introduction to PLABs and its relation to getting a GMC registration. I'll talk about PLAB 1 and PLAB 2 separately. I'll go over the study materials that people use, and I'll speak a bit about my lecture series. PLAB stands for Professional and Linguistic Assessment Board. It's an exam for doctors who have qualified from a medical school overseas and wish to get a GMC registration so they can work as a doctor in the UK. GMC stands for General Medical Council, which, just like in every other country, maintains the official register of medical practitioners within the UK. PLAB is a two-part exam, PLAB 1 and PLAB 2, and you must pass both to get a GMC registration. The GMC uses a pass or fail system for registration without paying attention to your score. Before you can sit the PLAB exam, you must first take the IELTS exam and pass. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. It's an English exam held a number of times per month around the world. It is divided into 4 parts: listening, speaking, reading and writing, and your score is given to you in the form of bands from 1 to 9, with each part given a score out of 9 and your overall also scored out of 9. To be eligible for PLAB, you'll need a score of 7 in each part with a 7.5 overall. What is PLAB 1? PLAB 1 is a written exam made up of 180 multiple choice questions. These questions don't test how well you can recite facts, but how well you can understand disease concepts and apply them into patient care. You'll answer the questions based on UK practice guidelines and not your local guidelines, seeing as this is to prepare doctors to practice in the UK. What does the exam cover? It covers the common condition, whether acute or long-term, that you're likely to face in the ER as a Foundation Year 2 doctor. Diseases in medicine, surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, paediatrics, as well as ethics, pharmacology and basic sciences like anatomy and physiology. When and where can the exam be taken? The exam is held 4 times a year in a number of countries. Those countries are listed on the official GMC website. The exam is held in March, June, September and November of each year. How many attempts am I allowed? You're allowed 4 attempts with an additional 1 subject to approval by the GMC, so don't worry about passing the exam the first time. What is PLAB 2? PLAB 2 is an OSCE exam, which is short for Objective Structured Clinical Exam. You've probably gone through plenty of OSCE exams during your time as a student in university. Well, this is quite similar. The exam is composed of 18 stations and you're only given 8 minutes to spend on each station. What will you be tested on? They'll test your data gathering, such as history taking, physical examination, practical procedures and investigations leading to a diagnosis. They'll test your clinical management skills, such as coming up with a diagnosis, a management plan and counselling the patient, so having good communication skills is key. And finally, they'll test your interpersonal skills. When and where can you take the exam? The exam is conducted every month only in Manchester, and you must pass the exam within 2 years of passing PLAB 1. How many attempts are you allowed? Just like PLAB 1, you're allowed 4 attempts and an additional 1 subject to approval by the GMC. Studying for PLAB 1 mostly revolves around solving question banks, with PLABable being the main one. But the exam is evolving, requiring you to better understand disease concepts and how to apply them into practice. If you aren't familiar with some disease processes, you can use Oxford Handbook for Clinical Medicine and Clinical Specialties as a means of reference. Recalls are past questions that have been put together by past candidates. PLABvision is a new lecture series that I'm working on that will provide you the need-to-know facts that will help you pass your PLAB exam. I'll cover all the specialties in the form of lectures that will help you understand the disease concepts and how to apply it into clinical practice. Who is it for? The videos I make are intended for people sitting the PLAB exam, but can be used by medical students and postgraduates who just want to refresh their knowledge. Due to my tight schedule, I'm only free on Sundays, meaning I'll only be able to release a video on Sundays. but if I get more time, I might do more. So I can keep releasing the videos and keeping them free, please support the channel by subscribing on Patreon. A little bit goes a long way. Thanks in advance. If you still want to know more, go on the official GMC website in the link below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I've provided the links to our Facebook, Telegram and Instagram page down below. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you benefit from my upcoming lectures.